What does it mean to be truly selfless? Now, there's a question that's worth pondering. Selflessness. It's a virtue that's often spoken about, but seldom exhibited. It's about putting the needs of others before your own, not for recognition, not for rewards, but simply because it's the right thing to do. Selflessness is a quality that elevates us, that makes us more human. It's a quality that's woven into the fabric of our society, a strand that strengthens the ties that bind us together. It's what makes us look out for each other, what makes us care for each other. It's what defines us as a community, as a civilization, as a species. The stories that we're about to delve into explore this very theme of selflessness. They'll make you think, they'll make you reflect, and hopefully, they'll inspire you to be a bit more selfless in your own lives. Let's dive into our first story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a humble farmer known for his kindness. This farmer, whose heart was as fertile as his fields, was a beacon of compassion in his community. His fellow villagers respected him, not for his wealth or status, but for his generous spirit and unwavering integrity. One year, a severe famine struck the village. Crops withered, animals starved, and the villagers' spirits sank lower with each passing day. As the food reserves dwindled, the villagers' eyes turned towards the farmer. He had the last remaining field of healthy crops, a miracle amidst the devastation. But instead of capitalizing on this opportunity, the farmer chose a path that would etch his name in the annals of the village's history forever. The farmer did something unthinkable. He harvested his crops and gave them away, sharing his bounty with the hungry villagers. He distributed grain by grain, handful by handful, until his stores were as empty as the barren fields surrounding his farm. Despite his own stomach echoing the growl of hunger, the farmer felt a warmth spreading within him. His empty pantry seemed insignificant when he saw the smiles returning to the faces of his fellow villagers. His heart was full, even when his stomach was not. He had traded his physical comfort for the contentment of his soul. His act was not a grand spectacle of charity, but a quiet act of selflessness, a testament to a heart that valued others' well-being over his own. The farmer had chosen compassion over comfort, kindness over survival. He had given away his all, not expecting anything in return. His actions raised a question that resonated in the hearts of the villagers. Was this mere generosity, or was it something deeper, something that transcended the boundaries of human nature? Was it an act of selflessness so profound that it blurred the line between sacrifice and fulfillment? So was the farmer's act a true depiction of selflessness? In a bustling city, a wealthy businessman was renowned for his philanthropic deeds. His name was etched on the walls of numerous institutions, from schools to hospitals, as he generously donated large sums of money to their cause. His donations were always accompanied by a grand ceremony where he would be applauded and honored for his altruistic actions. This businessman, with his affluent lifestyle and heart seemingly full of compassion, was admired by the. He was seen as a beacon of light, a symbol of hope, and the epitome of generosity. His name was whispered in hushed tones of reverence, his actions cited as examples of kindness and goodwill. But let's delve a little deeper into this tale. While his contributions were indeed significant and beneficial, there was an underlying motive that fueled his acts of charity. The businessman had a penchant for recognition. He reveled in the applause, basked in the admiration, and was intoxicated by the fame his actions brought him. His satisfaction lay not only in the act of giving, but also in the recognition he received for his generosity. Every time he made a donation, he ensured his name was etched in bold letters, visible for all to see. He made sure his philanthropy was publicized, his deeds broadcasted far and wide. His acts of charity were as much about his own recognition as they were about helping others. This brings us to a poignant question. Was his generosity truly selfless, or was it tainted by his desire for recognition? It's a question that sparks thought, that nudges us to introspect. It leads us to ponder the essence of selflessness, the nature of altruism, and the true meaning of generosity. So, let's pause for a moment and reflect. Was the businessman's generosity truly selfless, despite his desire for recognition? In the shadows of society, a mysterious figure worked tirelessly to help others, asking for nothing in return. Now, imagine a world where people work purely out of the goodness of their hearts, never seeking recognition or credit for their deeds. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the story of a hidden helper, an anonymous hero who dwells in the shadows, making a difference in the most unassuming way. This hidden helper wasn't a wealthy philanthropist, a powerful politician, or a celebrity with a vast fan base. They were an ordinary person just like you and me, with an extraordinary heart. They didn't have much, but what they did have was a deep-rooted belief in the power of kindness, a belief that even the smallest acts of goodwill could ripple out and create waves of change. The hidden helper operated under the cover of night, performing random acts of kindness. Whether it was leaving a warm meal on a homeless person's makeshift bed, paying off a struggling family's grocery bill, or filling a school's library with books, they made sure their deeds went unnoticed, their identity unknown. For them, it wasn't about the accolades. It was about knowing that they had eased someone's burden, brightened someone's day, or maybe even changed someone's life. They didn't need a spotlight to validate their efforts. The smiles they never saw, the sighs of relief they never heard, and the hope they instilled in people's hearts were enough for them. Their satisfaction came from the silent gratitude they felt in the air, the invisible threads of goodwill they wove into the fabric of society. The hidden helper's story is a testament to the power of selflessness. It's a reminder that we don't need a stage to make a difference. All we need is a heart filled with kindness and the courage to act on our good intentions. So, I leave you with this thought to ponder upon. Does the hidden helper's actions represent the epitome of selflessness? Each story presents a different perspective on selflessness. We journeyed through tales of various individuals, each demonstrating a unique interpretation of this virtue. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Our first tale brought us to the fields where we witnessed the humble farmer, a man who, despite his own struggles, willingly gave up his only means of survival. His sacrifice was a testament to his selflessness. He didn't seek recognition or reward, but simply acted out of pure empathy and kindness, demonstrating that selflessness can often mean sacrificing for the benefit of others. Next, we stepped into the world of the generous businessman, a man who craved recognition for his good deeds. His story serves as a reminder that the desire for recognition can sometimes cloud our intentions. However, his acts of kindness were still invaluable, and his story teaches us that even when our motivations may be mixed, our actions can still have a significant positive impact. Lastly, we discovered the hidden helper, a person who chose to remain anonymous while helping others. This individual embodies the idea of selfless giving without expecting anything in return. Their actions remind us that selflessness can also mean quietly extending a helping hand without any expectation of acknowledgement or reward. Each tale has shown us a different facet of selflessness, reminding us that this virtue can take many forms. Whether it's through sacrificing our own needs, seeking recognition, or offering help anonymously, each act of selflessness contributes to the greater good. But let's remember, selflessness is not about how much you give, whether it's time, resources, or effort. It's not about the grandeur of the act or the recognition it may bring. It's about the intentions and heart behind the giving. It's about empathizing with others, stepping into their shoes, and extending a hand when they need it most. It's these selfless acts, no matter how small or large, that make us truly human. We began with a question: what does it mean to be truly selfless? We've journeyed through tales of farmers, businessmen, and hidden helpers, each with their own unique expression of selflessness. They each gave without expectation, without thought of reward. They embodied the essence of selflessness. These stories serve as a mirror, reflecting the depth of our own capacity for kindness and sacrifice. With each narrative, we've been invited to reflect, to question, and to find our own meaning of selflessness. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic sacrifices, but about the small acts of kindness we perform every day. As we end today's journey, remember to carry these stories in your heart and let them guide your actions. The world needs more selfless hearts, more kindness, more compassion. Until next time, keep asking questions and keep seeking answers. Remember, the path to selflessness begins with a single step.